When I was in Afghanistan, I was a route clearance platoon leader, and I was looking for roadside bombs under my platoon. And what we would do is we'd go very slowly, like 1 or 2 miles an hour, and we had all this fancy equipment to look for these big roadside bombs that were buried beneath the road or on the side of the roads. And our job was to clear them. We would also be in charge of repelling any attacks or ambushes that were happening so that the patrols that were following us wouldn't be attacked or hit by an IED or roadside bomb. I was in the Army for 5 years and I decided to get out, and it was one of the hardest decisions of my life, but I decided I still wanted to make a difference in a different way. And for me, that was through business. So I went to Harvard Business School, where they ask you, what will you do with your one wild and precious life? And I remember at that point, I was dead set on being a consultant for McKinsey in San Francisco, and my world was very narrow, and I was, this is the goal that I was going to do. And I didn't get it, and I was devastated. And I was feeling very sorry for myself, and I happened to be on the phone with Keith, my co-founder of Rumi Spice, and he was in Afghanistan at the time, and he speaks fluent Dari, and he knew this farmer named Haji Yosef, who was a very entrepreneurial farmer. He was growing saffron, which happens to grow very well in Afghanistan, and yet he had trouble finding buyers. So what he did was he was going around to all these local task forces that were supposed to give him business opportunities, and he had a CD full of photos of his farm, of the saffron harvest. He even had an interview on video. It was amazing, and I was thinking to myself, this guy, he's a true entrepreneur, and he's got a lot to hope for and to live for. And why can't I be like this guy? And why am I troubled about not getting my consultant job? That it just, it doesn't make any sense. And what he was doing made a lot of sense. And I thought to myself, I want to help him, and I want to start a business, and I'm going to start a business that really rings true for me and helps me think of my life every day as, what will I do with my one wild and precious life? So I started Rumi Spice to cultivate peace in Afghanistan long term through business, one saffron flower at a time. So Rumi Spice, right now, we employ 34 Afghan farmers. We source from 34 farmers, and we started off with 11 last year. We are now employing 60 Afghan women, going on 120. That's our goal for this year. That's super important because these women usually just work under their husbands and fathers in the home, and so they don't get paid directly. But this year, Rumi Spice is buying the flowers directly from the farmers and having the women process it in our facilities, and so they're getting paid a direct wage, and that's huge. I mean, that's definitely a first step towards economic empowerment for Afghan women in a way that's respectful and doesn't overturn the social norms and customs of the area.